Yes, I'm pregnant. Keery, and this is how I got here with Esquire. Let's get into it. First job I ever had, I was a paper delivery boy. I took over a neighbor's paper route. I was probably like maybe 10. And then my first real job, I was working in a restaurant called The Grog. I was a busboy, I was a host, and then I was a waiter eventually. I wasn't the best. What I, lacked in organizational side of things, I kind of made up for being real with people. First job I ever quit, I was a pizza delivery guy for a summer. Wasn't the greatest pizza delivery guy, I guess, and so I had to quit that. I went back to school in Chicago. I haven't quit a lot of jobs though. I feel like generally it's a slow fade out. There's not like a kind of a dramatic end to any of these jobs.
Listen up, Neutrogena. You know you can't go around looking like that. The rules are clear. And another thing, you can't hack the NPC avatar.
Any jobs I was really terrible at? I'm relatively competent. I feel like I can at least get by. And I am a little bit of a people pleaser, so I'm like, making sure I'm doing an okay job. I've taken so many auditions. I think about it all the time. It was Fargo, I kind of like exited the audition. I was reading for the part and we did it like, I was in a hotel room on it was like a Zoom situation, just doing all these scenes, and we did it once. Okay, you do it once, great, okay, let's make some adjustments. Did it again, okay, let's just change it this way and let's do this. And I also had to kind of be doing this like accent that I was sort of like, you're winging it, you're kind of tossing it together. I think we did the tape like 15 or 16 times. It was like a lot. Up to a certain point, you're like, okay, this is cool, like we're working on it. And then you're like, you want to be able to do what the person is asking you to do. But I guess I booked the job, so, I guess I did something right.
You want the last word? Here it is. I'll see you soon, asshole.
What I think sealed the deal for my Stranger Things audition. It was right place, right time. Kind of had a good understanding of, just a basic understanding of who the character is, and like also kind of like knew the tropes that they were pulling from. So I was like, oh, I kind of feel like I get this. It was just one of many characters in the show. It was like huge, big ensemble show. And like the first season, it wasn't even like really a core character, to be honest, to the whole thing, but they were nice enough to add me along and write some great stuff for me. And I just like wanted to be on set as much as possible and loved the brothers and the cast. Like I really was quite invested in it. So I was like, I'll do whatever. I just am interested to be here.
You got the job! You got the job!
One of the things that I really dislike is when someone's like, oh, you play guitar? Oh, I'll play some. Yeah, just play some. Like, that's horrible. And so I was working on a different job and someone was like, oh, cool, you play music, play me something. Play it for the whole group. And that is terrible. In terms of like bad or small shows, definitely done a few of those. We did a show, it was like a bar and it was just our girlfriends, which was really sweet of them to come. They're all like, hey, good job. It's just us. We're like, happens. Big mishaps. Oh man, recently we were opening for Gracie Abrams and we were playing in Toronto and my guitar just didn't work for the back half of the song. Or back half of the set, I mean. And so you're kind of, do I mime this? Do I just put it down? Like you have to focus and like still do stuff. So, but like that stuff happens. I think it's much more about like how you recover and just not, sweating the small stuff.
You do 4 puffs of the Farrah Fawcett spray.
Farrah Fawcett spray?
Yeah, Farrah Fawcett. You tell anyone I just told you that, and your ass is grass, you're dead, Henderson. You understand?
I do feel like acting has helped my music career. They kind of feed off each other. You get sick of one, you can kind of go to the other. You get sick of that, you can kind of go back. And it's just like having 2 different outlets is really good. I really like being creative and making something. There have definitely been times where you feel sort of like quitting. You get discouraged all the time, I think. But I've also been like very, very lucky. How did I get here? I took the A train. Thanks so much for watching. Watch Stranger Things on Netflix.
Joe, moments ago, you just got off stage performing in Sydney for the very first time.
Yeah.
How are you? We've just grabbed you right off the stage. Literally, I think your set finished 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm still sweaty.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's cool to just fly halfway around the world with all your friends and come to this festival and get a really warm welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
This is your first time in Australia.
Yeah, it is.
What were your expectations coming here? Has it met them? How's it been?
It's been great. I really didn't know what to expect, but I've been really looking forward to coming here. When I was kind of coming up in the music scene in Chicago, like mid 2010s, it was like it was like the explosion over here of music. So to kind of like come here and be a part of this festival that has, you know, such amazing history and get to be, I don't know, it's just been amazing. And
Yeah.
everyone's been so kind and we've been really well taken care of and it's been fantastic. Yeah, it's been great.
So good.
Yeah.
You had some good coffee. Yeah.
I've had like so many good cappuccinos and we got the day off tomorrow, so we're gonna like hang out in Sydney. We go to the beach. We've been swimming a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
So good.
It's been really good. Yeah.
I feel like this visit has been really well timed off the back of announcing your new record, The Crux.
Yeah.
And also the fact that not only songs from that record are getting their live debut, but also songs from 2022.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're playing them in festival settings for the first time.
Yeah.
How has it been kind of translating those songs from the album to the live stage?
It's been good. We haven't done really like a lot of live shows in a long
Yeah.
time just because, you know, I've been like doing other stuff. So to be able to kind of like, I don't know, we're kind of cutting our teeth a little bit, sort of figuring it out. And this is the first time we played with this group. You know, all of these guys, we've all played together in different amalgamations and stuff. But it's fun to figure it out and sort of discover what kind of band we're going to be, I guess, because it hasn't been set in stone yet. But really excited to incorporate more new stuff as it comes out. Yeah, I've been working really hard on this new album and excited for people to hear it. Yeah.
And when you are kind of figuring out what kind of band you're going to be, what does that look like in the early stages?
I think just taking risks, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like not being afraid to just be yourself, I guess, as corny as it sounds, but just try to be loose and take risks and just, I don't know, be yourself on stage and have a good time.
So
Excellent.
hi,
Great.
my name
Hi,
is
how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm so good. It's an honor to talk to you.
Oh,
Where
thank you.
am I talking to you exactly, first and foremost?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I just got here yesterday. We're working on Stranger Things here, and so I'm here to work on that.
And also some music because that's a keyboard.
Yeah, I do have a nice little keyboard back here, just something to keep busy on.
Oh, so that's what your mind is like. It's either acting or even when you're in a room in Atlanta, Georgia, there has to be some way to create.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good to have like little things around, keep busy, and I definitely like to have, something like that around.
I think it's well, I'm not surprised if I may say, because it's so amazing as a little Belgian fan to see your trajectory. Obviously, we love you in Stranger Things. I have been loving your music for several years now as well, and to see what happens with End of Beginning, with that song, The Gift That Keeps on Giving. It's amazing. So congratulations, first and foremost, on the new fans that you've made. Is it okay if we dive into the song and everything that's going
Please.
So I saw the video that you posted right after you went viral, and you said, I've been talked. Can you tell me what that feels
Yeah.
like, being talked? Experience, what is it?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to put your finger on because, I'm not really on TikTok and we're not playing live shows, so I'm not seeing like physically anything really change in my life. It's all just sort of numbers on a page. So it's exciting and kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'll still kind of be figuring it out in 2 years' time, sort of.
Really? Okay. So
Yeah.
wait, you said it's mostly figures. So it's not like your DMs are being flooded or people come up to you. How do you feel the impact apart from the figures?
Well,
That's what I'm wondering.
well, No, I'm not on social media, so I'm not like seeing any of that stuff.
Okay.
I already had a bunch of people kind of coming up to me for Stranger Things, and most people would say, "Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy?" You know, so that kind of is also something that's already been incorporated into my life, except now people are coming up for music, so that's amazing. And people are saying, like, "Hey, I love the song." So on the day to day, it is kind of funny. Like not a lot has changed. It's crazy. Now it's the craziest thing, I guess, actually, is that the song internationally has kind of gotten outside of the United States because before I don't think I really had much of a fan base at all outside of the
Oh,
US. And so,
oh. Well, in Belgium,
yeah.
there
Well, I
from the
just mean
start.
percent. You're the real one.
Hey.
The percentage of like people in the United States was always a lot higher listening, but it seems like it's kind of gone all
Wild.
throughout the world, which is so cool for me.
What is it about the song? Well, there's always a certain amount of chance when you're being talked, but the wonderful people of TikTok also have a way of finding remarkable songs or songs with remarkable ingredients or parts. You can be cocky. What is it about in the beginning that, connects and clicks with so many people, you think?
I guess it's maybe something about like the specificity of my experience in the song. It's about something that happened to me, and I think it's been a good lesson in like you kind of think when you're writing music that the more specific you are, the less people might relate to it. But in fact, the opposite is true because, you know, that's what people want, I think, is specificity in their art. They don't want these generalizations or kind of broad,
You
you
shared
know.
well, you didn't share because you said you weren't on social media. So somebody shared on your Instagram the demo
Yeah,
version of the song,
yeah.
which is wonderful to hear. You wrote it on a plane, the caption said, but then the lyrics came later. What is the song about for you? We can sense there's a heartbreak there, but what is the backstory, if you can disclose?
Definitely. Yeah, the backstory is it's like a love letter to my time in Chicago and what it meant to me to kind of come up there as an artist and start to figure out what it is that I wanted. And specifically the experience of going back to that city after having sort of left. And, at the time when I left the city, it's not like I was making the decision to leave knowing that I would never come back. I kind of left and then that part of my life was over. So there's a little bit of a heartbreak there because um, things changed really fast, but obviously that's the way that life works. You can't really predict anything like that, and things happen for a reason, and things happen the way that they will. So it's just about, I guess, coming to terms with that and going back to a place and being like, damn, like I was a different person when I was here, and now I'm like so much has changed, and it feels like no time at all has passed. But at the same time, it's like 10 years have gone by. So that's a sad feeling, but it's also, I think, a hopeful feeling, and kind of for me, or makes me want to live more in the present and just enjoy my day to day because you never know when it could be your last day in Atlanta or your last day on set or your last day with a person in your life. So it's about being present.
Mm. And Carpe Diem.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Come on, man. Not my scooper. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What? And Jacoby's talking with that meathead Mark Lewinsky.
Dude, if you're not gonna focus, just give me the binoculars.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Whatever happened to standards?
Dude, you were the worst spy in history. You know that?
Stop. Hey.
When people are coming up to you, you said before, people say, "Hey, Steve," from Stranger Things. Now
Yeah.
you get more of, "Hey, it's Joe." Which one of those would you consider more flattering or rewarding, being recognized for your acting or for the music that you make?
Listen, both are really cool. I mean, I've had some incredible experiences of like little kids coming up with their parents and loving the show. And, it's a kind of a multi-generational thing, which is so special to me. But there is a different and unique feeling when somebody comes up to you and is talking to you about a song that you wrote the lyrics to that are these like truths and these little secrets that you put into the song and now are kind of in the whole world. And yeah, that hits in a special way, and it's been a really honoring thing to feel. And I just like to, I mean, it's cool to talk about too. So see to and to think that like something I personally have bands and songs that when I heard this band or heard this song, it like really had an impact for
Mhm.
me. And to think
Such
that
as?
my song has been that way for someone else is like a really cool experience.
Such as? I'm curious about your bands.
Oh man, like the Beatles, obviously. I'm not me, I haven't met the Beatles, but
Yet.
like really Tame, ooh, that'd be great. Like Tame Impala for sure. When I was living in Chicago, kind of found that, you know, that album Inner Speaker, and
Oh,
then when the album Lunarism came out, I remember being
yeah.
like, wow, I really like connect with this. And so yeah, I guess I just like as a fan of music, know what it's like to be a fan of something and know how powerful that could be. So I love it. You know, I'm just another fan also, I guess is the way that I feel.
You know, all of the worlds, you know, the acting world, the music creatorship, the fanboy state as well. So it's wonderful to dive into all of those aspects. I have some questions from Belgian fans. There's one question, and I think you can feel it coming, that lots of people want to know the answer to. Latifa, Cami, Lara, and Valerie, amongst others.
Mhm.
When are you coming to Belgium to
I gotta
tour?
come.
What?
Yeah, I gotta. I
Oh,
really have to. Yeah.
okay.
I've been before. I've been to Ghent and to Brussels and to Antwerp. I've just one for Comic-Con, one for an ex-girlfriend was filming there, and I was there with a friend. And it's a beautiful country, and I would love to come to that country again. I would love to come. Hopefully next year is what I'm hoping once the
Oh,
show's all wrapped, or I don't know, we'll
okay.
see.
2025.
Let's do it.
We can write it in stone. We can put like a thing in our calendar and
Let's start. We can start the etching. Yeah, we'll start
okay,
the etching.
in pencil, we'll write
Mhm.
coming. Because and the tour, when you're going to start touring, because you're so wrapped up with filming, with Stranger Things, with every, do you have the time to like get a band together to practice, to think about what it's going to look and sound like?
It's a huge job, and like you want
Yeah.
to do it correctly. You want to do it right. So yeah, it's like you need the proper amount of time. It's not something that you could just kind of do a. I've done it before where you just kind of go play a show, and if you really want to take it seriously, you know, there are people who spend 5 years in a touring band touring in order to sound the way that they sound. And so I've got a lot of ground to make up. And it's going to take a lot of resources and time and focus and energy. And so I just want to make sure that I have all that time and energy to give to
Yeah.
it.
You seem ready. And you love
Yeah, I
Belgium.
would love
So
to.
there's that. Do you
And
know
I
what
love Belgium
waffles?
and I love chocolate.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
was
of
going to ask about
course.
the waffles or the beer, or it's the chocolate.
Chocolate, the
One of those.
beer.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, yeah, I'm more of a chocolate head myself.
Hey, we'll remember that. I'll make sure that the fans know and that they're there with like our praline, which we call them, our chocolates on the front row. Lastly, I'd like to congratulate you on your birthday that's coming up next
Thank
week.
you. Thank you so much.
32 and a Taurus.
Crazy.
I'm also a
Yeah.
Taurus, turning 20.
It-
I wish I was turning 22, 32. Um,
yeah.
uh, any birthday plans? Anything that I can wish you? Maybe that, what can I wish you for this new year in your life?
My goal this year is to just um, hopefully enjoy life. I don't know, enjoy the work that I get to do, enjoy the time with friends, and especially with this being the last season of the show, just really like soak in the moment and yeah, enjoy it while I have it.
Seems like you're doing that. You seem very grounded. And there's the keyboard in the background to make sure
Yep.
that
Time to
all of
practice.
ah, never not working. Uh, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy Atlanta. Enjoy filming, and
You got
looking
it.
forward to anything really that's coming from your way.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
good one. Bye.
Cheers.
Nice to see you. I have to start with a few important questions. What the hell do you get Sean Levy as like Christmas gifts for basically changing your life, giving you these great roles, you know, Stranger Things and now Free Guy?
Well, sure. Yeah. So I have his laundry that I have to do every week. I have the car, I have to wash his car. I have to wash all the dogs. No, I mean, there's really nothing I could do to, he's kind of been a champion of mine for some unknown reason to me, really. But I think since we started working together, I feel like I've always just, enjoyed being around him and talking about, what we do, and, really look up to him as a creative and businessman, I guess, in the industry. I think he's a very, very unique person in this industry, where he is such a beautiful balance of this business and this creative, and it comes together in such an amazing way, especially on set too. Yeah, he's great. I don't know, I guess is my answer. Can't repay him.
Do you think that you tweet too much?
Me? No, yeah, my relationship with social media is just slowly falling away.
I don't blame you. I think that anyone who's in the limelight, I don't know how you stay on social media. It's a cesspool.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I guess.
So one of the things about this movie is Ryan and Sean added a number of like funny bits in post-production, stuff that wasn't scripted. So I'm curious for you, what was it like watching the finished film for the first time with some of the surprises that maybe weren't in the script?
Well, I had seen a rough cut. So I'd kind of seen like the rough, it was more than just the assembly. It was like they had cut the majority. I don't think the full effects, I think the special effects in some of the sequences that I was involved in, that they kind of fleshed out, like when we're going up the stairs and we're chasing him, that was pretty incredible to see that. And then obviously some of the cameos that I didn't know about were incredible to see as well. And, just like the beautiful bits of filmmaking, like the sound design, or like, the color correction of the whole thing, subtle things that you don't necessarily notice when you're kind of getting into it on the day to day, but then it's really the thing, like the Foley stuff, like that really brings it to life, especially when you're sitting in a theater and you've got like, Dolby surround sound. Yeah.
100%. Last question for you. I love learning like surprises about the filming process, things that maybe people wouldn't have heard about. What do you think might surprise people to learn about the making of Free Guy?
Actually, my character was supposed to be in the bunny suit at one point in the script. And that was switched, and I don't remember why.
Got it. Maybe I was going to make a joke about this, but I'll leave it alone. I'll just say, seriously, congrats on the movie. It's so good. Have a great day. Good luck with the rest of the interviews.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man.
Please welcome Joe. Now, Joe, if we just focus on that video that we were just looking at, the Jimmy Fallon performance, can you confirm or deny whether or not those are your sisters who are doing the backup vocals?
Those are my sisters. Yeah, that's Kate and Emma. Those are my two sisters.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they as musically gifted as you?
More, I would say. Yeah, they there's Emma. Yeah. They sing on that song, actually. We were doing the background vocals for that song or for some other song, and they live in New York City where we were recording, and we were like, oh, we need people to sing background. And I was like, well, my sisters could come. So they came, and it was me and my friend Adam and Austin and then my sister. So I thought for, in New York, Jimmy Fallon, we just
make it a family affair.
Let's go, come on. Yeah, they were very nice to do it, honestly. They were like, what?
I'm
Very
sure they
shocked.
were pretty excited as well, though. It's a big deal. It's wonderful. And speaking of big deals, you're playing Laneway Festival at the moment, and we've got some footage here that we want to show, and that is of you singing End of Beginning, and everyone in the crowd is just singing along. How does something like that feel?
It's pretty hard to describe, honestly. Something that, the song means a lot to me, and I haven't really played too many live shows, so to come out here across the world with all my friends and to play that song, about this place that has a strong connection to me, and hear people shouting it back at you is like,
crazy.
But it's
So-
not just that. I mean, you entered the studio here, you wave at the audience, and everyone is just in sync, waving straight
Yeah,
back
that was
at
kind
you.
of severance of us. We were all.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you can't get used to that, right?
No, I don't know. It's just cool that people, I guess, are excited, and yeah, I feel just thankful and grateful that people are into it.
Now, that song first came out in 2022, but it didn't blow up until last year. You're a famously offline guy. No socials, really.
Sure, yeah.
How did you find out it had blown up?
My good pal Adam, who I work on the music with, his wife Carolina is a librarian, and so she's very research oriented, and I think she was the first person to really let the two of us know. But I was away, kind of unplugged, doing this other recording trip, and I would get texts from Adam every day, and it'd be like, "Hey, the song's doing pretty good."
Still good?
Hey, the song's doing really good today, dude. The song is doing very good. So that was pretty.
Just
fun.
more and more smiley emojis.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we can't ask you about the final season of Stranger Things, but while you're here, how are you feeling about leaving Steve Harrington behind?
That's a good question. That didn't really dawn on me until the final day that we were working on the show, and it is sad. That's been 10 years of my life, and I've made so many good friends on that show, and people who will be an important part of my life forever. So we'll see. It's still kind of sinking in, I guess. But I'm very excited for this upcoming season. I think people will really like it.
Will you get texts about it as well? Stranger Things
Yeah.
going pretty good.
It's coming up.
Joe, it's looking good.
Yeah.
Joe, can you explain the name thing to me? Because
Sure.
you've changed it, or it's a stage name
Yeah.
with a D,
Yeah.
but it's still Joe.
Yeah, it's still Joe. I when I was releasing the first album, which was just kind of like a bedroom, recorded it, was putting it out, I was kind of thinking, like, what should I do? I kind of wanted people to listen to it. I didn't want people to know it was maybe me directly. So it felt like a way to kind of say, if you know, it's me. But kind of like, Django or something like that in
So
the
we
same.
worked it out with Nick before. We were going to make him Nick, but then we realised we could just silence the N.
Exactly.
Just not the end.
It's not quite the same effect. Then you might get a different name there. You might not want to do that.
Have there been any experiences where people find out that it's you? Like they're just going on about, oh my God, I found this guy, Joe. It's amazing. And they're telling you about you.
No, I have that as not yet. But I'll tell you if it does happen. You'll be the first to know.
Very quickly, you're about to release a new album. It's got a very cool cover. The question is,
thank you.
hanging out the window, is that Joe?
Here's me, white suit.
Is it actually you?
That's me, yeah. I have a harness on and I'm hanging out this window and I had to convince a lot of people to let me do it, yeah.
So you do your own stunts?
I do my own stunts.
No wonder you all wave back. He's a dreamboat.
Yeah.
What can't he do?
I don't think there actually is anything.
Or Joe's new album, The Crux, comes out on April 4. You can pre-order a copy of it right now. In the meantime, you're allowed to go totally wild now. Would you please thank Joe?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, you can see him at Laneway. That is it for tonight.
We have with us this former senator of Massachusetts and Secretary of State, presidential candidate, former Senator John Kerry. John, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Kerry. Hello.
Hello there.
What? Sorry, Mac. We're waiting on John Kerry, I believe.
Hi, it's him. Hi, it's John Kerry. Hi.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this is Joe Keery. This is actor musician Joe Keery.
I get this all the time.
I'm so sorry, Joe. Somebody said that we were getting John Kerry, but this is even better. I didn't want to. I'll be honest with you. I was a little nervous talking to John Kerry, but I know Joe Keery, so this is.
He can be a bit
dry.
Stiff.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What is Joe's plan for getting out of Iraq, though? Because
I don't think he has one. I don't know.
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I came on here. Yeah.
What do you have for me, Joe?
I want to get. Well, I think it's as easy. We just got to get the hell out of there right now.
Shut her down.
I like it.
Shut her down.
Joe, thank you so much for being here. I know this was the top of your list for your Stranger Things promotional tour that you've been doing.
Of course, I've been saying this from the beginning, and thanks for finally finding. I know, you had to move a lot of people around, and we had to push John, but thank you for having me.
Do you do promotion for that show, or is that just sort of like on its own? Like you don't even need to go around and do Jimmy Fallon and those kind of things.
I mean, I don't think you need to do anything. I think enough people know what is going on where you wouldn't have to do anything. They send you around.
My daughter is nuts for that. I mean, I've told you this, and you were so gracious when we worked together a couple years ago that you made a little video for her or something. But they're watching this finale in the movie theaters on New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they're doing that, I think.
Yeah. There's like watch parties. I mean, she's like, it's been a negative impact on her, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
All right, stop it. I'm trying to talk to a big celebrity guest.
Oh, I love this. Dr. Steve Brule and Steve Harrington. Yeah, definitely. I'm all for that.
Wait,
do you have a Juggalo's hat on, sir?
Yeah, I got this hat at a church sale for $2. You see, what is that?
It's probably got lice in it.
That's the Juggalo logo.
Rabbit v. Hatchet Man. Yeah.
Yeah, little holiday lice.
Can I say something to you that
Sure. I
think it's incredible that your performance in Pavements is not more at the end of the year list. And I hate when people do it because it's ultimately an insult for me to bring up that, but it's amazing.
Why don't you jump on stage like Kanye, Tim, and complain?
I will.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. How did you get into that whole thing? I just saw Alex on the street in New York one day. He was with his baby, and he was like, "Hey, I was just thinking of doing this thing," and so he hit me up, and then like 2 years later, it was kind of coming together. But I had no idea what the whole thing was going to be about. Did you? I mean, I had no.
Let me back up a sec. Did you know Alex, or did he just come out of the blue for you?
Completely out of the blue. I had met him. I knew he was writing. When he was writing, I wasn't going to be in Christopher Robin, but when he was writing that script, I remember meeting him, and then years later this happened. So
okay, so he wasn't just like a random guy in Greenwich Village coming up to you with a crazy pavement concept.
1 degree of that, 1 degree
Right.
more of that. He was like, I'd met him one time.
No, I met Alex probably through Michael Cera when I did a Q&A for a movie they did together. And then I ran into him at the Pavement show that I think you probably were at the Fonda Theater.
Yeah, I was there.
And he said, "Oh, we're doing this thing, and Schwartzman's going to be, what's his name? I forget everybody's names, but the guy's from
Me
Matador,
too.
and we would love you to do it." And I said, "If you can do it, yeah, sure."
They
Let
said
me know."
love? They said that we would love to have you? Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Literally, I have a recording. I have a recording of it. I just have to go
wiretap all your calls, right? Yeah.
But you really blew me away in that movie. And I hope people see Pavements.
Tim,
Because
That's nice
could I
of you.
have
I was hanging
a
on.
minute of time to ask questions?
Vic is formally requesting the gavel.
away.
Go
I'm
ahead.
doing this on behalf of my kiddos. They're 9 and 11.
Okay,
They
I
could
just
not
want to say
believe.
Joe was explicit about
they're
saying, "I
what?
do not want you to bring up Stranger Things."
I know, but like I'm not bringing up Stranger
I'm
Things.
just
I'm
kidding.
bringing up his music.
Oh,
because, like,
God.
I had no idea that it was you. Like, I've been listening to your album. Like, they always
Joe-
request your song.
DJO,
Yeah,
Joe.
DJO.
Oh,
And
thanks, man.
I've been like, this is amazing. And then they're like, oh yeah, it's Joe from it's and I'm like, what? So they asked me some questions. They couldn't be here. They were hoping to be here. But,
What are the questions?
okay. They want to
Okay.
know, how do you get majestical hair?
Well, you got to have good parents, so you
You
got to
wear a
have two
hat.
parents who
You
have
wear that
big-
hat. That's
Okay.
all right. Go
and
ahead.
there's a lot of
Next
lice.
question.
Are you friends with Benson Boone?
Never met him. Don't know him.
Okay.
I am, but yeah.
One day. Actually, could you introduce me? You have his number. If you could,
we have it here.
introduce
we have
me.
it here. How did you find out that you were going to be in Stranger Things?
Good question.
I got a call from my at the time agent in Chicago, and they said, "Hey, you got the job, man."
Well, how hard was it to get the job? This is a question from Ruby.
These are the questions.
These are the questions. I'm just asking questions.
It was kind of hard. It was, you have to audition to a lot of stuff, and then eventually, if they like you, they'll say yeah. But yeah, it was hard.
Nice.
And you were 4 years old at the time, so you don't probably remember.
Yeah, it was super hard to remember lines at that age.
Yeah.
The final question is, they want to know if you can be their babysitter. Is that something you're
Well,
into?
that's not up to me.
Okay.
That's really not up to me.
All right. And that's it.
Okay. Asked and answered.
Yes,
as
we
they
got
say.
it.
Thank you for the question.
Yes.
Your band, though, I mean, the music is great. Is there a competition between you and Finn, though? Like, is it a Beatles Stones thing? 'Cause-
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's Beach Boys, Beatles. You know, we
Yeah.
keep hearing each other's stuff. He's killing it too. I just saw his show earlier this year. He's really doing a great job.
I wanted to see that. They were here at the Lodge Room, I think, in LA. But you're, I was listening to your stuff this morning. It's not, I don't know. I feel like it's so annoying that we have to qualify things with people. Like, it's actually really good. But no, it's like, it's great.
I get it, you know.
You know
Yeah,
how it
I
is.
totally get it.
Do you-
Yeah,
but you
I
feel
know
like
it.
you've transcended that a little bit. Like you're, what do you think?
You know, you're always trying to, you know, kind of. I guess you try to do it, but it's not for me. I guess to decide. You just sort of you're a musician as well. You kind of just do what you want to do. I guess
Yeah.
at a certain point, and just sort of try to not think about it.
Were you in New York? You been some cool? Are you doing
Yeah.
stand up at a brick wall comedy place there? You got a little.
Yeah, actually, I'm taking time out of my set to do this. Actually, yeah.
Were you
No, I am
the
in
one
New
when I
York.
was shooting? That was a couple of days. I think it was you that we went to that improv show, right?
Yeah.
What are those guys' name again? You were like,
Wait, what were those guys? No, maybe this wasn't me.
Oh, maybe not.
At the Comedy Cellar?
No,
Okay.
no.
You went to the.
I blew it.
It's a Smothers Brothers show,
The
right?
Smothers
You were-
Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Smothers.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy Fallon, I think. We went to Jimmy Fallon.
We did go to the taping of Jimmy Fallon. That's right.
That was amazing.
What a blast.
I'm curious
That was
about.
fun.
Have you ever been on one of these shows where this Oz Perlman is on? What's his name? The guy that can read minds.
Why is it Oz though? Shouldn't it be?
You know this guy who
He's like a mentalist.
The mentalist.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think there's a lot of bullshit going on with this.
You smell a rat.
I
yeah.
smell a rat.
Yeah.
He's not reading.
I don't
anyone's
really get
mind.
it. I don't get how they do it.
Here's my theory. It's a total, like everyone's in on it. Like the people, the hosts are in on it. The producers are in on it. I want to debunk it. I'm getting to the bottom of it. Anyways, this is not your problem, Joe.
Hey Tim, I think you also know my friend. I was just hanging out with Lance Oppenheim. He did
Well,
some kind
I
of
can't talk
stuff.
about that. I can't talk about. Oh yeah, of course. Lance is
Okay.
great. Lance,
No.
Inventor of the atom bomb.
From Sperm World?
Sperm World.
there it is.
Sperm
He's got the
World.
hat.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah. He's the best.
Wow.
I was telling him I was going on your show, and he said, "Oh, tell him I said hi." So
Lance
says hi.
is great. I guess you probably can't say what he's working on. I'm sure he's working on something great right
He's working on like a bunch of different stuff. I think. No, they'd have to shoot me, but I think he's so good. So he's got no shortage of cool things going on. I think he's doing some. I don't know. I don't know what I could say, but yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff.
What do you got next? What besides the music? You're next.
I got
you're the next.
nothing.
You're the next Superman or something like that.
No, they haven't replaced that guy quite yet. No, I've got no plans. I got no plans right now. I got nothing going.
It's fine. You don't have to have plans all the time.
That's why he's here.
No, I know, but is a guy like
Yeah.
strike while the iron's hot? Like I figured you'd have like
You
all sorts of
know,
offers. You're gonna have.
Yeah, but you know how it works. It's always like I don't know. Always looking for something that's cool, I guess. I'm not
Do
quite
you want
sure what.
Do you want are you picky and choosy? You want to do like good shit? You want to like A24 yourself a little bit? Like an A24
A24 myself out. Yeah, it's probably a pretty good idea, huh?
I think so. Let me write something for you.
Tim, absolutely. You write something, I'll do it. Absolutely.
Edgy character.
Office Hours, the movie, and it's just.
Who would he play?
He play me.
Okay.
Can I be? I gotta be upset though. There's got to be a real edge to it, or else I can't do it.
There'll be edge. There'll be kind of like a little horror, little elevated
It's a king
horror.
of comedy type.
It's got to be king of comedy
Yeah.
type.
And I think this is fair. I think this is fair territory to bring up. This is a little inside baseball, but I connected you with my friend and your friend Peter Serafinowicz this week.
Yes, you did.
That's
I
interesting.
just talked to him the other. Yeah, I just talked to him. It's funny. I grew up watching Brian Butterfield was the huge. Oh my God, that was huge for me. So yeah,
I've been talking to Peter a
him.
lot more lately, and we still haven't got him on this show. And I think that's on my 2026. What is it called when you give a?
He made the
Bucket
short
list?
list.
No, I think he called
He's on
in.
the short
He
list.
called
Wish list?
I feel
No,
like
New Year's
Pretty
resolution.
sure he was on.
New Year's resolution is to get Peter Serafinowicz on.
what a fun guy.
Do some
He would be
Darth
perfect.
Maul moves.
He was on already, Tim.
We have a live DOP offer
No one
on
cares.
Zoom. A guy who says that he is a Joe Keery DOP.
Do you want to see a Joe Keery DOP?
Your doppelganger.
What's a DOP? Oh,
doppelganger.
Sure, yeah. Pull
Doppelganger.
him up. Where
Connor,
is he?
present your face, Connor. Say hello.
Is this on the?
The Zoom. You'll see it on the screen.
Oh, you got to
here.
look for Connor, I guess.
Connor.
I
You
gotta
say
look
you
for
think you look
Connor.
like Joe Keery?
Connor,
Well,
you think you look
I-
like? Where's the hat?
I have plenty of beanies, but no, I've never seen it.
Yes.
I don't know.
It does. I see it.
Wait, I can't see him.
I see it.
I pinned you guys, so I can't see anyone else.
Unpin and look
Oh.
for Connor.
What? Connor, say hello
Unpin.
again.
Or can you send him?
Hello?
Connor,
Just
hold
keep
on.
talking, Connor.
There's too
Yeah.
many
Connor,
people.
remove pin.
Or
Wait.
Connor, just say check 1, check 2, check.
Check 1,
Wow.
check 2.
There he is.
Oh.
Whatever.
Oh, Connor, hey. Yeah, hey, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, how's mom and dad?
Oh, great. They're awesome.
Joe, if you're ever looking for a stand-in, you know, you can call Connor. He could be your guy.
Hey,
Well,
Connor, nice to meet you.
All right, I'm
Nice
gonna
to
let
meet you.
everybody go.
Not Connor. Connor, you stay.
No, we
Connor,
don't
you
want
stay.
Hey guys, Crypto Dad.
What do you
here
got? Any
again.
plans for the holidays, Joe? Are you a Chicago guy or like Midwest guy?
No, I'm gonna go up see John Kerry, my uncle, and the rest of my family. He's trying to get back into politics. He's very old.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that. When I was a kid, when he was running for president, I made like I did like a paint. I thought I was being so clever. A paint. I edited his name and put my name.
Are you
put
serious?
my face. Literally, and put it all over my school. Like put it on all these bulletin boards as a big joke. And
That's
everyone
so
was like,
funny.
"What the
'Cause
hell is this?"
When I texted you the other day, I asked you to come on the show, and I said I have this dumb idea that we say it's John Kerry instead of Joe Keery, and you had said like, I get that. Oh no, you made some reference that was like you connected with that joke in a way that I was like,
Yeah.
Why? That's not the first connection. Joe Keery, John Kerry. I don't know.
Apparently it
not.
is.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No. What are you doing for the holidays? We'd like to know. We'll have to
I'll
follow.
I'll go to Massachusetts, see my family.
If you did that
up
same
there,
joke again.
Yeah. Well,
Like I said,
John
I'm going
Kerry,
to see
my
I already
John
said.
Kerry.
I answered.
Unbelievable.
Where in Massachusetts, Joe?
I'm from Newburyport, Massachusetts.
Up
It's like
there.
North Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, on the way to Maine.
We appreciate
On the way to
you.
Maine.
My daughter and Vic's whole family is going to be thrilled.
My mommy, my daddy.
And, I guess if you don't have Netflix, now's a good time to join. Catch up on Stranger.
Get on the ground floor of
Someone told me that they're going to do a prequel called Strange Things. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't gotten that call yet, but they'd have to de-age me. Back to
You're going to be
4.
playing an infant in this one. I hope that's
Like the Muppet Babies. Remember the Muppet Babies?
Oh, yeah. David Harbour's legs. Just
all right,
yeah,
Joe.
it's going to be a challenge, and there's a lot of grit to it. So for me, it'll be perfect role.
Okay, and for all the Gen Alphas that are tuning into the show for the first time to see Joe Keery, we welcome you and let you know we'll have lots of other major stars on. And 6'7" and everything else.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
No, and if you haven't seen Pavements, that's on my top of even though I'm in it, I think it's unbelievable.
There you are, Tim. No, that's not you. Oh, that's,
how good?
Oh yeah,
how good
Yeah.
Joe is in that movie.
Man, Steven's the best. He is like.
Did you
what
keep
a
in
good
touch with
guy,
him?
man.
Like, are you gonna see him
Yeah.
when he comes through town and that kind of thing?
Definitely, yeah. He came to our show when we played in Chicago over the summer.
That's sweet.
Yeah, with his daughter. It's great. He's a good guy. Great tennis player too. I mean, that's his passion. It seems like he's obviously.
He whipped my butt. That's for sure.
Wow. He was in
You played with him. I
Yeah,
still
we
haven't
played
played
him.
with him.
We got a couple of shots in there though.
I think he was taking it easy on us though.
No, he wasn't. He was trying really hard.
He's so like tall and angular.
He's got the reach. Yeah,
He should have been a
he's
movie
got-
star.
He could have been a movie star. He still could. Still could be a movie star.
Yeah, I could see him taking up like a Noah Baumbach movie or something like that.
Oh, I was thinking James Bond is
I was
casting.
going to say
you know?
James
I
Bond
mean,
too.
yeah.
James Bond would be perfect for him.
All right, these guys are playing tennis sound effects. I gotta go. Bye, Joe. Maybe
Thanks,
we'll have
Tim.
you on
Thanks,
again
guys.
next year.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye,
Bye, buddy. Happy holidays.
Bye. See you.
How are you doing? How's it all? How long you been out?
I'm good. We've been out since the beginning of
kind of the beginning of the year, really. We went to Australia and did this thing called Laneway Festival, where you play all the major cities in Australia, and then came back to the States and rehearsed a bunch and worked on the new album songs, and yeah, went to the West Coast, kind of making our way around everywhere and living on a bus.
Shows are feeling good, and
yeah, it's nice. We're in a little bit of a groove now. I've never toured long enough to really get into any sort of groove. It's always been a couple of off shows here or there, and when you're playing consistently, it's really fun to feel like you're really improving, and it's really fun to just be playing music all the time.
Yeah.
Also, I find myself after shows really kind of inspired and just fiddling around on guitar, and it's just great, and around so many great writers too, and friends, so it's been a great time. Yeah,
you're gonna keep playing music, man. This is there's no way they're never gonna act again. This is gonna be it. You're gonna get the bug. It's gonna be over.
We'll see. I don't know.
Am I right on the disguise thing, that the reason you wore the disguise, the wig and glasses, was to sort of separate the emerging celebrityness or the actoriness from the musician? Is that right?
Pretty much. It was pretty much just to deflect from people being like, "Hey, Steve," at a show, or just maybe looking at the album cover. It was to, yes, try to have some sort of separation between the two, so that somebody who wasn't a fan could just discover the music and listen to it without any preconceived idea of who did it or anything, just to have a clean slate, I guess, was the idea.
It's interesting to me that that's what you want. I mean, I would imagine I would speak to people who any road in would be enough. You know what I mean? Like,
I completely understand.
I'll leverage anything I got to get people to hear these songs.
I think probably that's the smarter thing to do, to be honest. But it just felt like the right thing to do, and I'm a big fan of Andy Kaufman, and there was a certain
Tony Clifton.
There's a certain that sort of element to it. When we did these shows, like you said, we all dressed up as this guy, as the character. And so that was just another layer of just kind of deception and trying to maybe throw people off. And I come from like a theater background too. There's like a theatrical absurdity to the whole thing. I love those sort of musical artists too, David Bowie. I mean, people who kind of have an element of something that's shocks you a little bit out of your normal life too. So yeah.
It's funny, I thought about Tony Clifton when I was watching the videos getting ready for this.
Tony Clifton.
I did. For people who don't know, Andy Kaufman, one of the greatest comedians and like abstract, experimental, early, like maybe the first ever alternative comedian.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Albert Brooks or Andy Kaufman. We had an alter ego. He dressed up as this guy, this lounge singer named Tony Clifton, and you never knew whether sometimes they'd be on the same show at the same time.
And he would terrorize people, kind of. And also, he had a friend. I forget his friend's name. Who would also dress up as Tony Clifton sometimes.
Bob something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is amazing because it kind of like, eventually people were like, okay, yeah, that's Andy Kaufman. But then when they started employing that part of the gag, and they were in the same place at the same time, it became even more confusing. So I loved that.
How is being on stage? No,
it's different. That was a learning curve for sure. I feel like that I've been working up till this point to kind of, because there is a little bit of a performance element too. To anybody, you kind of, I don't know.
Oh my God, you're not the same person on stage that you are when you're hearing. I don't even know if you're the same guy here that you are. You know what I mean? Like, of course.
But it's hard to kind of like make that distinction, I guess, unless you're in it, unless you're doing it. So there's been a little bit of a learning curve, but.
What's hard about it?
I think just like the confidence sometimes, like you have to be the ringleader of this experience, and you don't feel the same every single day, and personally, you don't want to like fall into the tropes of like, what's up, Toronto?
Yeah.
Like doing something that doesn't feel true to you. But I think there always is like a way where you can kind of, lean more into yourself and still kind of be elevated or something, not exactly who you are.
It's funny because my question was going to be, is it harder because you have to, like when you're hiding behind a mask, sorry, not that you were hiding behind a mask.
Oh, essentially.
But when you are literally hiding behind a mask, you don't have to offer anything of yourself.
No.
And these songs are not vulnerable songs.
Exactly. So I think leaning into the fact that the new music feels maybe a little bit more, exposed is helping, I think. But I also think that like a part of the, wearing this wig and the shades is like there's like a layer between you and other people.
Yeah.
Where it's fun to have that layer of mystery. But I also think like a lesson from In the Beginning is like through the exposure of, I'm not really talking about the song, I just mean through like the lyrical exposure, you're also inviting people in a little bit more, and there's like maybe a deeper possibility to connect. And so that's kind of the trade-off maybe that I've found is like the more that you are yourself and the more that you can bring yourself to something, maybe the deeper that people can actually go with the stuff.
Yeah, it is the trade-off.
Yeah.
Can I play the big hit?
Sure, play the big hit.
Let's do it.
Just trust me, you'll be fine. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. I wave goodbye to the end of beginning.
That is Joe with End of Beginning. So just for people who don't know, that song came out in 2022. It blew up last year thanks to TikTok. It now has over 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. It's been the soundtrack to millions of TikToks. It was one of the most streamed, top 10 most streamed songs in the world. I've heard you tell me you still seem in disbelief of that.
It's insane. Yeah, it is insane. It's fully crazy.
I was trying to find out, like, what is the turning point where you knew that it had taken off? And I heard you say that, like, hey, I was at a show and a bunch of people were singing it back to me, and that was sort of when I knew it. What show was that?
That was in Australia. That was very crazy, for sure. Because we're also playing with these in-ears. Everybody plays with in-ears these days.
In-ear monitors, so you can't really hear the crowd. You can only hear the other
sometimes,
band.
depending on, like, what you, want for your mix. But the show before... Adam, my longtime collaborator and pal, was like, you should take your ear out just to hear, because people are really, oh, really? Pop the ear out, and it was like, oh my God. There's a fair amount of people singing back. But also this was happening, I recorded an album with Post Animal, the band who's opening for these shows, and good friends. We share, some of the members are in both of these bands. And we were working on an album in like rural Indiana last March, I guess it would have been. And every day Adam would kind of text me and be like, hey, the songs, we hit a bump, it's doing really well. And then be like, oh, that's cool. A couple of days would go by, be like, it's really doing pretty well. You should really check it out. And so every day I would get a little bit of an update from him. But I was so removed. We were like working on other music. So it was kind of like the perfect way to have it happen, where it was like, I was really focused on something else. And then when we came back from the woods, it was like, oh my God, overnight, somehow this song is being used for all these videos. Just, random.
What's that feeling?
Just like, why? I wonder why. Obviously the song had been out, but it just is like, I guess that's the way that the music business works now. And with TikTok, it's like, if something kind of like catches a wave and is in the right, place at the right time, it can sort of just surf this huge thing. So I think that's what happened. It was just like the perfect circumstances for the song to do well, and then it did well.
I think it probably had something to do with the quality of the song itself.
Well, I think so too. It's like getting an acting job. I feel the same way about like getting Stranger Things. It's like I was, working really hard, and I was in the right place at the right time and did the right thing, and was able to perform the right thing or whatever that they wanted. So it's just like this confluence of a bunch of different things all coming together, and
It must have been nice that people, from what I understand, and when I first heard the song, I didn't know it was the Stranger Things guy.
Yeah, that's great.
And most people didn't know that. That must have been a relief.
That's great. It's kind of like my whole, idea of like having the little sunglasses and the wig thing kind of worked, which was great. It was really nice that people were able to listen to it without that. And now the cat's kind of out of the bag, and it's sort of like, okay, well, let's maybe put that to the side and put this next record out, and yeah, this is me.
You strike me as somebody who does care about art a lot, or it cares about somewhat integrity within their art a lot, or you wouldn't have been wearing a mask, or you would have said, hey, I'm a famous guy, listen to my songs. Like there's something there, you mentioned the people, you mentioned David Bowie. These were people who all were very thoughtful about art. I bet when that song took off, you had a few people saying, "Hey, let's leverage this. Let's lean into this a little bit."
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And, I think for like the longevity of your own music career, sometimes there are certain opportunities where like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is important to like pick and choose the things that you do. But I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, I do want to continue to make art. And there is a balance between art and commerce, I guess, that you have to sort of like always ride the line of. I've done like acting commercials and stuff and things that like in retrospect maybe like, would I do that again? I don't know. But it afforded me time to be able to do this or that, I guess. So that's...
I mean, I think what I'm referring to is that you probably could have released another TikTok-y single right away, or you probably could have, I don't know, there could have been a McDonald's meal deal called the Joe
maybe, but
beginning burger. You know what I mean?
I guess I don't really know what I did initially that like made that thing, and I'm also really not interested in like doing the same thing twice. I really am like, we did that. That was really fun. Let's try to do something different now.
Do you learn anything about your songwriting from the success of that song when it comes time to write songs again?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, before the song did well, I feel like the process of working on that song and then a song that didn't make it onto that album was like that was like a melody and chords on my phone. I had demoed it like an electric guitar unplugged outside, whatever. It's just a simple thing. It was like, we need one more song for this album. Do I have any ideas? Okay, let's look through this. What is this? No, that's not good. What's it? Okay, let's go with this one. And so we built it in the studio. We did like guitar, bass, drums. Let's like just build it. And the process of doing that was insanely fun and addicting because it wasn't like we're recreating a song that I had made on the computer and all these, I'm not like making this music in this DAW. We were three friends making music in a room. And so that process I totally took to this new record. And I feel like that's why it sounds like, it was made in a studio and it was just made in a different way. Like the process was totally different. I'm very big on like, let's come up with like the guidelines or like the process of the thing and then see how it unfolds. So it did have an effect on it.
Yeah, it's meant to be a record. A record of something. A record of a time people were in a room together doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's literally called a record.
Exactly. Instead of like Decide is a great record, but it was just the way that we did it was like very online.
Yeah. Cardigans just appeared in our bodies, by the way, and our hair turned gray.
Yes,
mine turned grayer.
And
we started talking. Up next, we're going to talk about Spotify. No, let's listen to a song from the record.
And something dominates me, holds my hand to the fire. Young man versus another kind. Every single step that you take is just another one back, another step to take back, another regret. You're just gonna let fear take that. 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 Back in the show.
That's Joe with Egg from his new album, The Crux. Joe Keery is my guest. I'm Tom Power. You're listening to Q. I like the song a lot.
I like the song a lot. Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah. It was that little Wurlitzer. Boop, 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 boop. Came up with that and had that laying around and kind of knew the gist of, the kind of hits that I wanted to employ in this track. And I didn't quite know what the idea for the song would be.
Lyrically, you mean?
Yeah, so me and Adam, who I spoke about earlier.
Yeah. Your collaborator and buddy. And
And then Wes, who plays drums in the band, we demoed a version of this whole song and then listened to it, took it around, kind of wear headphones, walk around, sing to yourself kind of is the way that I do it. Kind of refigured the verses. The verses weren't working, so we kind of did something different. And, there was this one didn't totally like right away come together, but it's one that once the pieces were all in place, especially lyrically, it was like the whole thing sort of happened all at once.
What do you hear lyrically when you listen to it now?
For me, it's just like a song about letting fear dominate your decision making and trying to break free from that. The image of, I don't like really, I guess I kind of sing about it, but like the image of like Plato's cave is like something to me that is like an image that I think of when I listen back to the song. It's not something I'm directly singing about, but somebody who's like, doesn't even know that they're kind of restricting or limiting themselves.
Fear in as much as you want to say here, fear in your own life, fear dominating your own life.
Oh yeah. Like letting it just just being afraid to do something and not doing it, and why live your life that way? Why do I, like a reflection, I guess, on that? Why do I allow myself to do this? Why can't I just break free from this?
What I find interesting is that I think that I would talk to people who would say, like, if I got a big hit song, then I wouldn't be afraid anymore, or I wouldn't have any doubts about myself anymore. Or I would talk to people who would say, if I got on a big TV show, or I got in a big movie, that would give me the validation I need and remove all doubts and remove all fear.
No, that never goes away. No, the doubts and like the...
You know what I mean, right? Like there's that expectation.
But
right?
it doesn't matter, honestly. None of that matters, because it's always like the same struggles. No matter what you achieve, I feel you're always still dealing with the same demons, and you're always still fighting the same fight, I guess, that you're always doing. Like, I still want to be taken seriously as an artist. I still want to put out things that I'm proud of. I still want to, live my life to its full potential. I still, I don't want to be afraid socially. I don't know. It's like a big pot, I guess, and working through and lyrics and writing these songs is like a way to just like stir it up and not like fix the problem, but to like vomit some of the problem out.
Yeah.
And like hear it back.
Yeah.
The way that you
They say about poetry, and therefore lyrics, that, because I think in the early days of this show, I would talk to people and say things like, did writing about fear or writing about insecurity help fix the problem? And I got enough answers to that I started to think that sometimes the tension is the answer. You know what I mean? Like the space, but the not having any answers is the answer. How do I put that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like the idea of like, did putting it out there help you solve it? No, but it put it out there in a way that I could look at it.
Yeah, and just the process of writing it also is a way to like recognize that, oh, this is something that's maybe going on, I guess. And yeah, there's also like this also maybe sounds pretty heady, but there's like morality. There's like a little bit of like struggle with what's it mean to like be a good person, and what's it mean to like be somebody who's like seeking, I don't know, validation through music or art or whatever. And is that a bad thing? Is what I'm doing any good at all for anyone other than me?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that in there. Like,
Yeah.
I've definitely thought about that. Like, there are people out there who are cleaning the oceans.
Yeah.
There are people who are researching, cures for cancer. And like, is this really just one big selfish, pursuit that I'm doing? And how do you kind of like reckon also with that, And
Yeah.
I have my own answers, I guess, for myself about that, but it does take some convincing sometimes.
That's the eightfold. It's part of the eightfold path, the Buddhist eightfold path.
I don't know anything about the Buddhist eightfold path.
The Buddha said that one of the things the Buddha said was, funny, I mentioned the New Testament to Nick Cave, and now I'm talking about the Buddha with Joe Keery. Essentially like, hey, life is suffering, life is wanting, life is desiring. We can get rid of suffering, we can get rid of desiring if you follow the steps on this path. And one of the steps is right intention, so that would be like trying to be acknowledgement of fear. And the other one is actually one of the other ones is right livelihood. Is what I'm doing benefiting society? So, or benefiting the world? I would argue the answer to that for you is yes. But what you're struggling with is something that people have been struggling with for probably 2,600 years.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
That's good to know.
Can we listen to another song I liked on the record?
Please.
And then I'll tell you about another sacred text.
Sick.
Welcome to the Ecumenical Hour with Father Tom.
Every Sunday.
I mean it back on you.
I like this tune a lot. I like the choir off the top of it, dude. This is the tune with the choir off the top
Yeah,
of it,
this
right?
is, yeah. This is the first song that we started. I started by myself a little bit. We had come off some other shows and I had started like, I just gotta like prove to myself that I'm good enough to like write anything on my own. Can I do it? We'll see. And this was one of the first ideas.
What's it about?
It's about my sisters.
Hey.
It's about my friends. It's about like being there for people and about it's about being there for people who have been there for you, I guess, at its deepest. And I went through something in my own life, and I had a great friend who said, like, dude, what you're going through, it sucks. And I had a friend who was there for me and just basically told me, at any point, you can just lean on me and you can just, whatever you need, don't worry about it. Don't think like, oh, it's late at night, I can't reach out to this person. Like, I'll be your lifeline during this experience in your life. And that had like a real deep and profound effect on me. Just like that act of, selflessness and caring and like true love, really. And so to be able to, and it's inspiring to be able to do that for other people as well, to be able to say, this person's like really going through it. Here's my opportunity to like do that for someone else and like pass that along. And hopefully they'll do it for someone else too. So I guess it's just about like that. And I think mixed with the influences that I was kind of going for this song, that like kind of like sort of like hockey stadium rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah.
To me is like very like, yes, like let's go. Like, let's do that, which is kind of
about friendship.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because like those songs are not really about that. But I kind of like being able to take this, maybe the costume of this song and then put something underneath it where I actually really feel like this way about that, about friendship and about like kind of the people in my life. And it's not like usually like a song that's a love song is kind of like maybe a ballad or something like that. And it's kind of fun to have like it is really like a love song, but it's like yes,
yeah,
like let's go,
yeah,
like a pump up song. So
it feels intentional. It feels intentional that you're singing about love here. It feels there's a lot of fellas who wouldn't do it. There's a lot of fellas out there these days who don't want to sing about love or don't want to think about love for their friends and their sisters.
And that I also like that. It's not a love song. I have written plenty of love songs about, romantic love songs, but it's also really nice to have like a song that's like an ode to your friends and to your family too. So this one's been really fun to play, and yeah, the choir, the experience of working with this choir was something I always wanted to do, and it felt like kind of a nice way to sort of maybe like set the stage in the song, and just kind of like, I'm a big fan of when things kind of just like go like this and smash together, and it's that is the case, I feel like, on this song. It's not.
Your sister's on it too, right? Your sisters are on it?
Yeah, they're on this whole record. My two youngest sisters, and then my two other sisters are both on this song as well. And the way that came about was me and Adam were pretty inspired by Dan Nigro, a lot of his productions.
The guy who produced the Chapel record.
Exactly.
The
Olivia
Rodrigo record.
Yeah, he's done a bunch. And they use a lot of gang vocals on all their stuff.
Yeah.
And Adam thought we should try that because I feel like generally it's me doing all the background vocals, and we were like, okay. And I had just moved to New York, and so the two people I really knew in New York at that time were my two sisters, my youngest two sisters, Kate and Emma. And they're twins, and they have this amazing, harmony between the two of them, just as people, but then also their voices too, and then us as siblings. So brought them in, and we ended up using them all over the record. Yeah, they're doing a bunch of stuff all over. So it's.
Do they know the song is kind of about them?
They do now, but when we were working on it, they didn't quite know. We punched in for the verses, and then kind of when the song was all done, I shared it with them, and it was nice. Had a good cry between us.
That's great. It's great. It's nice to see you offering that much of yourself to everybody, man. To be honest,
it's great.
Like I said, like this is a time when fellas are angry and close up and are mad on the internet.
Listen, there's a lot that's bad right now in the world, and there's a lot that's going wrong. It feels like I feel it too, but it felt like I didn't want to like indulge that feeling. I'd rather, like, what better reason to have like a piece of art than to make it an ode to the people that you love and to make it something that's kind of like positive. That's also been something to, one of the reasons I really love Paul McCartney is I feel like he's got so much joy in a lot of his music.
Yeah.
And there's so much like uplifting energy. So, and I feel I'm not too much of a downer person.
You seem like a pretty pleasant dude to me.
Pretty
Yeah.
positive guy. So I think it's important to bring some of that to the world too.
Can I ask you the Stranger Things questions I wanted to ask you?
Please, yeah.
That's a huge chapter of your life that's come to a close. Stranger Things was in production for a decade. Disorienting when you wrapped? Did you have enough notice that you were able to come to some sense of peace with it?
Yeah. It was so we worked for basically all of last year, starting in January, ending in December, really. And so it's a daunting year of work for everyone. I mean, crew probably most of all, because as the cast, we're coming in and out, obviously. We're spoiled. But it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. And so it doesn't really dawn on you until maybe the last week of work that it's your last week of work forever, you know? Yeah, it was just very special for me personally. I have a really deep connection with these people, and it just felt like in the last week, it went like and got even deeper.
Yeah.
And
how was afterwards?
Well, it's just like Christmas. It was kind of funny. We were working, and then had this big emotional kind of ending, and then everyone went away to Christmas. And, you know, I've seen people here and there, but there was a little bit of like a shell shock of like, wow, that sort of is over. And for me, it was pretty nice to be able to jump into this music, and I'm like a total workaholic. I love to have a project. I love it. So I dove right into this project, which has been great for me. But yeah, I'm sure it'll dawn on me also, you know, later once the show does come out, to the effect at which it had. And yeah, it's been like a third of my life. So, but what an experience. I feel so grateful, man. Yeah, that's been a big part of putting out this record, you know, finishing up the show is just like, oh my God, you move any little piece of my life around, or, you know, anything is different in my life would have been totally different. You know, I was talking to my friend Matt. If we hadn't worked at the same restaurant, I would have never met these guys in Post Animal, never made this kind of music. He did the tape for Stranger Things with me. I would have never done this Stranger Things tape with him. I don't know. Would it have been different if I had a different guy filming? I like to think it probably would be. So it's like,
had Netflix not picked it up, you know, a million things
this,
not happened,
or had I not gone to school in Chicago, had I never moved, blah blah blah. It's just like sometimes the like enormity of all of those what ifs can be like, oh my goodness, and make you very grateful. And that line of thinking also always just leads me back to the thought of like, I gotta be so thankful for the way that this all worked out, because it's been so amazing.
But that's not where you gotta go. Some people go to, well, yeah, I created it. You know, like I go to like, yeah, all that stuff. Well, yeah, I created that. Was the gratitude you're talking about there something you were taught by your family, or is it something that you had to learn over time?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, my family has had a massive impact on me, and I do think both my parents are just like, they both have a real moral code and a sense of like being kind to people and like a duty to your community and stuff. In terms of, so I do think they like taught me gratitude, and you know, I think if I had a different family, it would have been a different situation. But yeah, hard to say. I guess hard to say.
That's beautiful, man. It really is.
It's great. I mean, yeah, I have a very close relationship with my family.
Give me something. I'm gonna then ask what you're not going to miss. Give me something you miss about playing Steve Harrington.
Oh man, just being a part of like a team. I think it's like we had a special recipe for that show where it's like,
I thought you meant literally.
We had a special recipe.
We used to cook
one part hair,
apple crumble every day.
No, it's like you're a part. You get the every great show, MASH or Cheers or Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Everybody like knows their role and the dance that you're doing and the tone, which is so important. And it'll be sad not to do that again. Like to work with Gaten. Like we just had this thing where he could read my mind, and sometimes I could, and we would do these takes, and it would end. And I'd be like, wow, that was like. That was so much fun to work with this kid, and so I'll miss that. That's what I'll miss the most of all, is like feeling like a part of something.
Not miss?
What I won't miss?
Now this is a dangerous, because this goes against the gratitude thing a little bit. But
a
I'm sure
little
there's
bit.
something.
I mean, I think it's difficult to be at the whim of a larger schedule. I think everybody on the show would say that it can be difficult when there is a little bit of a sacrifice that you have to make when you get a call and you have to say, I'm sorry, you can't go to your little niece's wedding. We're shifting because it's raining. That, would be a bummer sometimes, but those are the moments where you have to be like, chill out, don't worry. It's like, think about how lucky you are, Think about what you get to do.
Think about
It's insane.
Think about what you get to do. I think overall is the thing that I'm taking from this full conversation, because I think there's a lot of delineation made between you being an actor and he's also a musician. But it just seems like you're just doing things that interest you and making art that interests you. And one of the things I was going to ask you about, is it a hobby, versus a thing? But it just feels like it's coming out of you.
It's all kind of a hobby. I mean, acting is a hobby until it wasn't. It's like I was just going to theater school or doing the plays or, and then one thing leads to another. All of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm making money doing this. I can like support myself. And the same thing with music. It's just, something, it's just a great way for me to work through things that are going on in my own life, I guess. And like, I love songwriting. I'm like a songwriting enthusiast. It's like fun to listen to a song and think about, well, how'd they do this? Or, and I'm not like a trained musician necessarily, so I feel like that makes it even more fun. It's like I have no idea. And I can have these friends in my life kind of help me and explain to me what's going on and learn myself. And I think like I went to a Montessori school as a little kid. I think that maybe had a fair amount to do with it. That's all about like, just self-motivating your learning. And if you're interested in something, following it and doing it. So yeah,
I think you work in an industry that doesn't reward artfulness, and you made a really great artful record.
Thank you. I hope to do it again. I hope to try and make another one. That's what I'm hoping to do.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Joy to talk to you.
Likewise. Yeah.
Oh.